Welcome back, guys, and as promised, I do have another blacksmith video for you guys. Unfortunately, we're not going to get to actually forging in this video because I got a lot of stuff I got to take care of in here. I let this place get away from me this winter. Obviously, we store stuff in here, but it's gotten messy, dirty, filthy, like never cleaned up after the windstorms. Just not good looking. Not the vibe I'm going for when I want to come out here and blacksmith. I want it to be clean, organized, not necessarily clean because it's a blacksmith shop, but organized and functional. So I'm going to move a bunch of stuff around. I got some other projects that I want to do, like we're moving all of this around. Reorganizing, making it way more functional for myself and then for the actual flow of the shop. So with that said, I'm going to do a lot of correcting of mistakes that I had in the past, like this hood, totally new style that I'm going to go with, totally new layout of what we're going to do in here so I can keep it more organized, keep it clean, and make it an enjoyable space again. I've got stuff cleaned up. I got the old forge taken apart. I'm gonna end up using this table as my grinding table, actually. So this table is the one that I'm gonna actually end up using for my grinder and belt sander, because the one that I have in the barn, it's like up to here and it's really awkward to grind when it's up that high. So this will work out really good. It's a really good height. It's right about the waist here. It's got a hole back here that I'm going to end up running a vacuum hose through so that when I'm doing things that aren't metal, because I don't like vacuuming the metal like right in because it gets really sparky and I don't want to light a fire inside of the vacuum. What I do have that I just thought of, this is what I'll totally end up doing. I have this old duct that was originally used for the forge. I'll put that here, build a little collection pan around it so that the sparks just go into that, and it creates at least a little bit of a vacuum to help keep all the dust and grinding dust down, which is a major problem that I have right now, is keeping the grinding dust down. So that way when I turn on the grinder, I'll turn on the vacuum and it'll collect through there, and it gives it a big enough air chamber in here where this section will allow the sparks to cool off by the time it gets to the actual vacuum. So they'll be dead, they won't be an ember, and then I won't have to worry about fires as much. Obviously I keep a fire extinguisher in there, but that's what I'm gonna do with that table. It's really freaking hot out here. Anyways, I got up those extra pieces of steel. There's a piece of steel here, piece of steel here, piece of steel here. It actually went all the way to the end here, but it's so welded in right there that I said screw it. I didn't really even need to take this off, but I wanted to have extra steel. I'm not cutting it up just in case it messes with like heat distribution, because now instead of a 1/2 inch thick total, it's only a 1/4 inch thick total. So I'm not gonna mess with it too much. The firebox is plenty thick, but I don't want the table itself, the tabletop, to warp and bend and snap and pop and all that stuff. So I'm not going to like cut that steel up. I'll save that just in case I need it. I had to cut all the way through my weld here, so I need to re-weld that. No big deal. That's not an issue at all. I'm gonna weld this shut so I don't lose any coke out of there. I'm gonna weld up a 3-inch reel here. Right now we gotta go in and work on the actual super sucker side draft thing. I can't get over that name. It's all done. It took me quite a bit longer than I thought it was going to take me. Surprise, something took me way longer, but I also started like being a perfectionist, didn't have all the right tools for the job, had to make another trip for more metal, stuff like that. So it took me way longer, but I got the forge cleaned up. Don't mind that little mess back there. That's something I'm working on. That's garbage. I just got to wait for garbage day. But I got the forge cleaned up. This, I have officially decided, is just going to be storage. It's going to be a little like workbench, tool bench. And because it fits like perfect in the corner, I can hang stuff off of it. Haven't done that yet. But I might even move it from there to over here so that it's closer to the anvil and stuff like that. But that's not a bad transition of like, instead of just tongs being here, which I'll have way more, as I start making more tongs, I can hang them all along here. I can hang drifts up there. I can hang up hooks, just everything that I need can go right there, which will be nice. But the forge is done. So I left this up. I added these as just more as a barrier so that the coal doesn't fall off. But, oh, I forgot to fill that in. Whatever, I can do that later. But this is gonna be my main coke storage right here, so I can kind of work it in and I can work the pieces from here. That's why I left this open also. But this thing, pretty heavy duty, and that 12-inch pipe is a 12-inch pipe, that's for dang sure. So I got a little makeshift rain cap up there, see if you guys can see it. I actually had to make it out of the tin, like the siding tin for the house. But I think we're ready for our first fire. I'm a little nervous about how much wind is coming down. You are supposed to like light a fire in there and then light your fire in here. So I'm gonna light that. I got just a little bit of coal that I'm gonna use there. I'm hoping that once this heats up, because through thermal conduction, if this heats up, it'll basically like outwork the wind. So it'll end up pushing everything up and taking all that width. It might get smoking here for the first little bit, but that's why I have this guy. I am going to get a little fan or exhaust fan and put that in right there so that I have some sort of external smoke getter outer. Obviously it's wide open, but the wind doesn't flow very good in here. And like right now the wind is blowing in, so just makes it worse. So I'll get a little exhaust fan for that, but I'm excited. I'm ready to forge. I wanna hit stuff with the hammer and work in my little area here and just get it going again. I miss forging so much. But with that said, guys, let's get a little fire lit in here and hope that my last 2 days of work is actually gonna pay off. Fingers crossed. Oh man, come on. You guys, look at how good this thing is working. It's almost like it was designed properly. It's just pulling the flame straight in so perfectly. You can tell when the wind hits a little bit, but like this is getting warm. It's actually not bad to the touch, but it's definitely warm. Oh man, that feels good. I'm so glad that that thing's working good. I'm gonna shut it off. I don't need to keep it going like that. I'm so glad this is working good. Like this was a huge, huge improvement to the forge itself. Huge improvement to the functionality out here. And just like, I got so much more, like, I don't know. It feels like a forge now. Like before it kind of felt like this homemade thing that wasn't too super good. But now it actually feels like a forge, like a functional working forge. And not only that, but that heat conduction that goes up and that actually pulls the heat in is going to help keep the forge lit when I'm not paying attention, to be real with you, because it's keeping a draft in there. So super, super excited about that. Like that is a huge, huge improvement. The whole cleaning up of the forge, the little shop I got going out here, and just reorganizing and getting things squared away, getting a little tool bench, getting my anvil and stump moved, getting this done, like it just feels good. It feels really good to get that complete and get that done with. So super, super happy about that. With that said, guys, if you like this video and maybe you learned something about how to make this super sucker style hood for your forge, go ahead and drop a like and a comment and let me know what you learned about making this. Let me know if you came here to figure out if it actually works, if it doesn't work, because I had no idea if it was actually going to work or if I was going to screw something up. Thankfully, I found those plans online, which I will drop a link to those plans in the description down below, so make sure to check that out if you want to build one of these. Super simple. Just make sure you have all the right tools and the proper amount of steel. Don't do what I did and have to make it a 2-day project. Go back and forth. Save yourself some time and some effort. Get more than you think you need. And now that we have this set up, reorganized, I am going to be out here much more forging. So I still have some free time to be able to forge. The injury on my knee is starting to get better and I'm able to move around, walk around. I still overdo it some days. Like I was pretty sore today when I woke up. I'm going to be really sore tomorrow when I wake up. But I plan on practicing forge welding. So I got a couple knives I want to make. I want to make a fillet knife that's kind of like a San Mai style. So if you don't know what that is, it's got a really good carbon steel on the inside wrapped in a mild steel. So it's when you don't have a bunch of access to carbon steel you can use a little bit of carbon steel to make the knife, and it gives it kind of that cool Damascus look. I also want to make Damascus. I've got some really good, I got some bimetal and some wood industrial bandsaw blades. So they're a little bit higher in nickel content, so they should really pop. And then I've got some spring steel that I'm going to throw in there with that and try making a Damascus fillet knife as well. The reason I'm looking at fillet knives is because a lot of people in my family are fishers. A lot of people I know are fishers. So it's kind of one of those things like, hey, I owe one person one gift, but I want to try to sell some of these things. And then what else that does is it's such a thin billet to work with that I'm not like crazy worried about the bevels. Obviously, it's got to be a good distal taper all the way down on a fillet knife, but I don't have to worry too much about the actual bevel itself. So those are kind of the two big projects that I want to do. I also just want to make a regular fillet knife out of that bandsaw steel because it is a good steel. It's something where I just need to normalize it really and then heat treat it after I obviously do the profile and the grind and everything like that. But I don't have to do any real forging with it. It's just messing with temperatures and messing with the grain of the knife a little bit. So I got a bunch of things I want to do. I just want to make cool Damascus stuff too. Like I want to learn how to forge weld. I want to learn how to make Damascus. I want to learn how to adjust the patterns. Like I'm at that point in blacksmithing and bladesmithing now where I want to learn how to do these things better. My big thing, and I am super guilty of this, I need to get better at making tools. So like tongs and stuff like that. I suck at making tongs. I suck. I can make usable ones, but they're by no means great. So those are the things that I'm going to do like while I'm working on in between projects, I should say. So there's going to be a lot of blacksmithing stuff coming up, a lot of bladesmithing stuff coming up, especially now that we got this hood in and it's actually working. Like, heck yeah. Super excited about that. Got the forge cleaned up, got the whole shop cleaned up out here. I'm going to start blacksmithing way more again. Like I absolutely love this. I miss it so much and I can't wait to get back out here. With that said, if you guys like the video, if you learned something about how to make this super sucker hood, go ahead and drop a like and a comment and tell me what you learned from it. Otherwise, I will post a link to the blueprints that I got for this style. So make sure to check down below in the description. You'll see that link in there. Otherwise, if you guys like the video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure you subscribe and turn those notifications on so you can see when the next video comes out. I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye, not die.